where I learned how to walk in forgiveness. And instead of me looking you in the face and not opening my mouth because I don't fool with you, I want to be able to look somebody in the face and be able to forgive them for what they've done and still be okay with looking them in the face instead of grilling them. You understand what I'm saying? And being obvious that I'm still holding a grudge. Hey, Tammy Walker, good to see you. So at the end of the day, I think everyone has encountered something in our life where it's like, how do I let go of what that person did, what this job did, what this family member did, and these moments of disappointment? Where does the starting point? How does it start?
Well, I think the first thing we have to admit that what you're talking about is not easy. And you have to give yourself space to operate in your human emotions. But especially for those of us that are part of the kingdom, there has to come a point in time when the God factor kicks in. And when it comes to forgiveness, a lot of people don't know this, but we learned a prayer when we were children. And part of the prayer that's going to help you and everybody that struggles with forgiveness is, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Yeah. When you look at that, that is the only time in Scripture where God follows man instead of man following God.
Ooh, break that down.
So when you talk about God, forgive me for my trespasses as I forgive those who trespassed against me, you're actually telling God to look at, let's say I'm the one that offended you.
Yeah.
You're asking God to look at how you deal with Pastor J when he offended you. And whatever you do to him, you're asking me to do the same exact thing to you when you offend me. Because regardless of how saved you are, how sanctified you think you are, all of us are going to do something, have done something, and will do something that will offend God. So when you say that prayer, you're asking God to take a microscope and look at not just my actions, but my thought and my heart towards the person that has offended me. And when I sin against you, God, handle me the same way I handled them. And once God gave me that revelation, it became easier. Not that it was easy, but it became easier for me to forgive because I knew how messed up I am. And I know the stuff that I do that nobody else knows but God. And he still handles me with such a gentle approach. I'm still here. You're still here. So it kind of created a level, and I fought it because it created a new level of compassion in my heart for people that I had a right to have an ought against. I had a right to have beef with. I had a right because it wasn't a lie. They did offend me. They did abuse me. They did do certain things. A lot of us molested and violated by people and dropped by people. That stuff did happen. Yeah. It's not a lie. And you can't ever let anybody minimize your truth, but you can't let your truth maximize or minimize your deliverance.
Woo!
You know? So when you get to that point where you're able to stand on 10 toes like, yo, this did happen to me. This is my truth. But I'm reminded of the grace that was given to me when I was the offender. Because people don't understand grace until a crisis hits their house. But you have to remember grace when you're the one that is the offender. Because I don't care who you are. If you got blood running in, you got 5 liters of blood in your body, you're a human, you've offended God and you've offended somebody else. And the same grace that was administered to you, you have to learn. And again, it's not easy, but you have to learn how to administer that same level of grace to the person that has offended you. Now, because I give you grace, doesn't mean I have to grant you access.